What's up, guys? It's your little off Grab back with another video, back in with another commentary video. I just got back from my 4-day break, and I was on Hollow Knight Silksong. Yes, I got Hollow Knight Silksong just to see if there's some updates. And normally I would see like game rants. They would talk about Hollow Knight Silksong is gonna be like Skyrim, or it's gonna be like Wolf Among Us, or like Final Fantasy 16, or Hollow Knight Silksong needs to pull a Bethesda. Constantly talking about Hollow Knight Silksong because I guess talking about Silksong keeps on going with the views. I mean, not views, but it's like the amount of people reading the article, which is very constant. I talked about Hollow Knight Silksong the first time, where the playtester gave an update for the game, saying that it's going to be worth the wait. And the second time I talked about it was talking about the fan base. Well, not really the fan base, but it's just talking about the potential rumors, some of the memes, my thoughts about Hollow Knight Silksong. And the third video was supposed to be about the release date. I don't know anything about the release date. That's number one. Number two, my third video was gonna be talking about either the release date or the update. Like, it could be a small update or it can be an update overall about Hollow Knight Silksong. But now I'm going to be talking about the fan base itself of Hollow Knight. Alright, while I was gone, there was a live stream being broadcasted by Xbox Twitch stream where it was showcasing a bunch of indie games that are going to be out this year or next year. I wanted to talk about this because there was a rampant, I don't know if I'm using that correctly. There was a league of Hollow Knight fans that were pleading, begging for some update about Hollow Knight Silksong, for it to be released, for an update, or anything, just to keep up the hype. I came across with this article that said this: Xbox fans take over April's showcase with relentless Silksong requests. We saw plenty of cool new announcements as part of yesterday's ID Xbox April 2023 showcase, but one game that was constantly mentioned in the Twitch chat yet never appeared was the upcoming Hollow Knight Silksong. And seriously, Xbox fans were bombarding the chat with requests for Silksong all night. The host never acknowledged these requests, although they made sure to set expectations with a couple of the surprises that appeared in the show. And I saw one of these tweets that popped in my feed on April 5th, right exactly on the day where the Xbox event was shown. I didn't think anything of it, where he said, "No Silksong news at ID Xbox event, stay strong gamers, it's Joe over." And of course, a lot of people just want some little update of Silksong, and I replied with, "That's fine, I got like 2 more months to beat Hollow Knight," which the tweet shows right here. So what's the latest on Hollow Knight Silksong? As far as we know, it's expected to release in 2023, and it's already been confirmed to be heading to Xbox Game Pass on day 1. A specific date has never been announced for the highly anticipated sequel, so we're still playing the waiting game for now. As for the rest of yesterday's reveals, we didn't get any brand new Xbox Game Pass announcements aside from a date for Homestead Arcana. But some of the titles, such as the Explorator, draw a lot of attention. If you're interested, we've provided a full ID at Xbox April 2023 Showcase Roundup elsewhere on Pure Xbox. And here are 13 comments of this article that I thought would be pretty interesting to read. Silksong fans are so toxic, they really do the Hollow Knight community a huge disservice. Every game release event, Nintendo Direct, or now other platforms since confirmed for multi-platform since the game was announced has just been what seemed like children spamming Silksong and clown masks. It comes across as so petty that something might simply be not worth paying attention to, as it's not Hollow Knight. It's really frustrating. It's just an echo chamber of chumps and so incredibly selfish and disrespectful to any other games. I'm as excited as I can be for Silksong, but the vocal people online are just an absolute embarrassment to the industry now. Minor edit: someone like Mossbag isn't in the same category as people spamming chat as they make lore YouTube content around Hollow Knight and Silksong. While Team Cherry is a small studio, being under such pressure after the first Hollow Knight is hard, and it's even harder to live up to all the expectations of the fans. Hope they are fine and will deliver one more awesome game when it's finally ready. And that, I can 100% agree on that for both of those statements, alright? Now, yes, I may be a late fan to Hollow Knight. I've been playing Hollow Knight since August of 2022, and I can understand what it is and what it feels like to wait for a game for like 2, maybe 3 years, and for the Hollow Knight fans to be waiting for 4 years for the Hollow Knight sequel to come out. The same thing goes for the Legend of Zelda fans that's been waiting for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. Sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is coming out in May 12th, if I'm not mistaken. And a lot of people want this game to be out. A lot of people want this game to be released. A lot of people want to play this game once, you know, everything, like, they want to play this game for the sake of playing this game, for waiting for such a long time for like a sequel or a new game to The Legend of Zelda. Both of these games have been announced in 2019, and it's been 4 years. There's been some small updates with the gameplay, new footage, small updates with this game, and it's hard to maintain that hype and expectation of a game when it's been delayed for so many times. For example, like the game Mighty Number 9, which is like a Mega Man type game that had a Kickstarter back in 2013, and it's been delayed for so long that when it was released in 2016, it was the biggest disaster in the gaming industry. I mean, besides Jump Force. So yeah, I can understand that a lot of people have a immense hatred towards the developers for pushing back a game for so long. But when it comes to like Team Cherry, all right, let's just take Team Cherry for example. Okay, Team Cherry is a small gaming developer group with like 3 people, and I also found out that there was a Kickstarter on Hollow Knight back in 2014, and the game was released 3 years after, once they finished using the money from the Kickstarter to finish Hollow Knight as their official product, to finish the project and give it to the people that have been wanting this game to be released. So yeah, I mean, I understand that a lot of people want this game to be out. It does take a very, very long time for Silksong to be released. I don't speak for everybody. I understand that when it comes to waiting for a game for so long, you're just dying for any update or waiting for the release date to drop just so you can be ready to get the money you need to pay the game, wait for the game to be released, then play it, and hopefully the game will fulfill your expectations. Yeah, the chat spammers need to slow their roll with Silksong. It's far and away my most anticipated game right now, but it's also a game I've taken the mindset of it'll be done when it's done. It takes a lot of time for a small team like Team Cherry to put the clowns making crap like Last of Us or Starfield to shame after all. It was definitely annoying, and someone who wants Silksong, I mean, instead of Silksong, it's Silksong. I don't know, I love Hollow Knight. The game was a 10 out of 10 for me. With Silksong, I mean, I don't feel like I need Team Cherry to rush with it. I just hope it doesn't release on top of another massive title, you know? Avoid that Zelda, Final Fantasy, and Starfield release timeframe, please. For me, I was more hopeful to see Planet of Lana at the showcase, but oh well, I guess. I can wait on things right now. I haven't had time to game, so I'm still on chapter 4 of RE Make 4 anyway, and I've got plenty else to play. I don't think we should get some type of update since they said it'd be out by June, and they should help their fans manage expectations, but that's all, if anything. I feel like Team Cherry were basically forced into announcing Silksong so early because Playing as Hornet was initially meant to be DLC as a Kickstarter reward tier, which turned into a full game. Hence, they had to tell everyone much earlier than they might have liked. However, they also haven't helped themselves. They had an announcement trailer in 2019, featured in the June 2019 Nintendo Direct as a fully playable segment, appeared on the cover of Edge magazine in February 2021, Xbox Showcase in June 2022. All these things suggested the game might be coming out at least soonish. Yet 4 years later, still tumbleweeds. Like at Sakisa, which is one of the people that replied to this article, it's one of my most anticipated games, and I'm definitely one of the mindset it'll be done when it's done, but if they want us to forget about it, stop showcasing it. I'm not gonna lie, that one sounded a bit mean, but I guess what he's trying to say was, if Team Cherry wants us to forget about Silksong and just gives us like an announcement or an update to give us like, I don't know, some sort of surprise, I guess I understand it, because when it comes to a game that a lot of people want to play and want to see and want to get, you know, like an update, announcement, such and such, a lot of people want it to be released, okay? I get the fact that like the developers are trying to show some update, any small update or announcement, trailer or whatever to keep the hype up, but it's just that if you've been doing that for so long, the hype starts to die down, and then when the product is officially released, you don't know whether or not people are going to enjoy it or they're going to be hating it. All right, or it could be like a 50-50. Oh yeah, after so many years it's finally released, but now what? I mean, it's kind of like that moment. Who's Twitch at anyway? If you're expecting Silksong, then you are a moron. Plain and simple. At Kramalar. I agree with you. Yes, Hollow Knight is a great game, but there are tons of other great games in these directs as well. So petty to not pay attention to those that should be in the spotlight too. At Mighty Ant. They also had a few showings already with playable demos at game shows such as PAX Australia in 2019. They are indeed not helping themselves or other indie devs for that matter. Say up front, no Silksong, then ban chat spammers. Problem solved. It's disrespectful to the games being shown. I don't condone this, but I think there is some fault here on the industry as a whole. They adore people talking about their product but don't offer even the slightest parcel of information about the game and then wonder why this happens. Even just a simple "yeah, not this year" would be enough. And as Jenkins has written, ban those that spam. At SamTSM, at Jenkins. I think Twitch is partly to blame, whereby it's common to encourage chat to spam messages as part of the algorithm, prioritize highlighting channels that had high engagement, or at least it used to. And so you get a 1000 poggers, pog, or emoji spam. Spamming live chat has become a generational norm to show excitement in a digital age where I can understand even if I don't like it. So I went on Twitter and I searched up Xbox April Showcase and I wanted to see if there was a tweet about this, and there was, being said by ID Xbox saying, "Oh, how we've missed. Join us tomorrow for the all-new ID at Xbox Showcase with new trailers, interviews, and all the indie games love we can fit into an hour. Wednesday, April 5th, 10 a.m. PT, which stands for Pacific Time, on twitch.tv/Xbox. Some of them were like, we're not going to get Hollow Knight Silksong news. And some of them were using the the protagonists of Hollow Knight and Hollow Knight Silksong with the clown edits. And somebody edited their inventory with a lot of clown. And it just kept on going on and on and on with probably like the same picture except with a different edit. This one with the DLC with the clown, and this one with Hornet being dressed up as a clown. This post that was like a screenshot from a subreddit from the Hollow Knight fanbase. Hollow Knight Silksong? Didn't know the circus was in town. And there was a hefty amount of replies with people having a lot of doubt that there's gonna be some announcement, some update of Hollow Knight Silksong, if there's gonna be an interview with Team Cherry, you know, the developers that are working at Team Cherry for Hollow Knight Silksong. And there's people even saying that this game probably not gonna come out using the clown emoji, and it's just started to become rampant. Even this one where there was just a bunch of characters doing a pentagram. This one saying a Silksong reference because his name is Geo, and one of them using Mosbax's tweet just foreshadowing what the event is going to be about. So remember when I showed you guys the Mosbax tweet that was in the article in Pure Xbox where it talked about the amount of Hollow Knight fans that were spamming in the chat if there's any announcement or an update to Hollow Knight Silksong, or if Silksong is going to be shown in the showcase, and in the sense that there wasn't. I went on Mosbax's Twitter account on the tweet where he talked about the ID Xbox Showcase just to see what was his fans' reaction to the showcase when there wasn't any update to Silksong. Now I'm assuming of what he said about Farloom Kingdom Here We Come, that's either a place in Hollow Knight Silksong or a place in Hollow Knight, but I'm not sure and I don't want to get any spoilers. And if it is a new place in Hollow Knight Silksong, then I guess I just learned something new on what the new game is going to come out with. So then Mosbag made a follow-up tweet saying, "No Silksong news at ID at Xbox event. Stay strong gamers," with "It's Joe over." And then at the time I didn't think anything of it, so I said that's fine, I got 2 more months to be Hollow Knight before Silksong is out. Shout out to the hosts. And on that picture is every text being said on the chat being put into this meme with "This is fine." About 98% of these are just one. I copy and paste from chat. I'm going to say it. Maybe we can have a date for Silksong on the next showcase from Xbox this 11th of June. Maybe. And some of the responses were the same, except some of them were losing their sanity and losing hope. I don't even know what this is or why this person chose to post that as the reply. Me, who was just patiently waiting for a game about an orphanage bug named Hornet, the protagonist of Hollow Knight, crying. But there was a tweet that really stood out for this entire situation that's been going around surrounding the Xbox showcase and the fans' reaction when there was no update to Silksong. I felt bad for Xbox. Chat was really disrespectful to the other developers and want to sacrifice you again. Now the part where it said "and want to sacrifice you again," I don't really understand it. Maybe I'm not getting the message over here, maybe I'm missing something over here, but I agree very, very strongly that the chat was being very disrespectful to the other developers that finished publishing a project. Now they're putting that in the showcase in Xbox only to be tossed around the trash can just because people were expecting an update to Silksong. I do agree it does feel pretty scummy that a lot of people were expecting some Silksong news, and I understand that people can have a lot of frustration that a game isn't coming out for 4 years after it's already been announced. Well, technically 6 years because Hollow Knight came out in 2017 and it's already been 6 years since Hollow Knight came out. It's been exactly 4 years since Hollow Knight Silksong was announced. I feel like it's pretty unfair that the developers have to witness a lot of people expecting a different game to be showcased for the people not to be excited for these other games being showcased from Xbox. It really puts like a big knife to the heart where they've spent their life and dedication to a project that they were hoping a lot of people would be excited for, and they got their hopes down because a lot of people were upset that they were cheering for a game that isn't related to the project they were making, but a project that's been up since 2014 when it started the Kickstarter. When it was officially published back in 2017, it brought a lot of popularity. It just shows how brutal that the Hollow Knight fan base really is. Now, I may like Hollow Knight, but Jesus Christ, I wouldn't go to the depths of just begging or selling a finger for just some information being said by Team Cherry or someone that works with Team Cherry or friends with some of the people that work at Team Cherry. I mean, I don't care if Craig, who was the playtester of Team Cherry. I mean, yeah, it would sound pretty scummy that one of the members of Team Cherry would make a joke saying, oh, Silksong is coming out on this day, and it wouldn't come out on that day, like, just teasing of when this game is going to actually be released. But like, you get what I'm trying to say, right? It's kind of messed up that a lot of people would go on edge and would go off their limits and test somebody's limits to see if they'll get any info of Silksong, whether it'll be insulting or spamming the live stream chat on Twitch. Yeah, it's just crazy just witnessing this while I was making this video. Second part is fair, and first, agreed. I feel indie games are probably sick of Silksong nearly always being all people talked about in the showcases. Love the part where they said that they'd interview an indie game dev and everybody was disappointed they figured out it wasn't TC. TC stands for Team Cherry. That's sadly every gaming news showcase. And then somebody posted a meme with a suicidal Wojak. If we want to think positive, we can say that Team Cherry is very busy to create a trailer and they don't want the hype to die, so they didn't do anything. But if we're honest, we just got clowned. Man, them having live hosts made me realize just how obnoxious we can be in their chats. Like, Silksong was mentioned more than the actual games being shown. Someone posted a blurred image of Hornet crying, and this image just speaks for itself. And yeah, that's about it for me just talking about Hollow Knight Silksong. I mean, this entire video is just me talking about the Hollow Knight fan base once Xbox showed the Xbox April showcase back in April 5th. And a lot of people were upset that Silksong wasn't even shown in the live stream. And of course, a lot of people were, dumbfounded and were fooled or clowned on and didn't have their expectations very high when the game was about to be shown in the showcase. And yeah, I do agree that maybe Team Cherry might just not do any sort of announcement just to give this game but more of a surprise to the fans. And yeah, man, it's just hard trying to keep your sanity and keep your expectations very high even though this game has been pushed back for so many years. Well, and yeah, Hollow Knight Silksong apparently is going to be released in June 2023, according to Xbox, when they said about the Game Pass being released on day one with the Xbox Game Pass. So we're not sure if it is going to be released in June 2023, but maybe in the next 2 months it's going to be released, and that gives me enough time for me to beat Hollow Knight as well. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you think about the video. Like, just me talking about the Hollow Knight fan base is kind of shocking, alright? I mean, of course, every fan base of like a game, movie, show, or anything, alright, has a toxic side or has a bad side, but just looking at this, just reading this is just mind-blowing to me that they're willing to go off edge just to see if they'll get something out of it and it's not something that they expect. That's gonna be it. Hope y'all enjoyed. This is Wolfdog Gray, and I'll see y'all later when the next time I talk about Silksong, which will probably be the release date or a small update. See ya.